Hello, everyone. Good evening, good morning, whenever you're watching this video. My name is JC. I'm a senior customer success manager here at Trellis. Before we get started, I want to really lay down the framework, the agenda over the next couple of days here. Today and tomorrow, we're going to be covering 3 separate sessions. So they're going to be repeated. The 3 different ones from today will be the same 3 different ones tomorrow. As we look up at the screen here, what are these sessions even going to be about, right? This is the life cycle of a typical case. Almost every milestone of this case life cycle, Trellis can surface up data analytics and insights that you'll need. At each point, whether it's the initial filing, the answer, trial prep, verdict, expert analysis, there are relevant information within Trellis that you can surface up to really understand the risk, understand and anticipate what's coming next, and just overall make a stronger strategy from day one. Now, as I mentioned, day one for our first session today, we're going to focus up on this early section of the case journey, right? These early milestones, right after the complaint has been filed and you've been notified that your client or prospective client has been named in this case. How to quickly turn a lot of the data and analysis into an initial defense strategy within 10 or 15 minutes here. Now, to clarify, since we're focused on the very beginning of the case journey, let's talk about how you even know a new case exists, right? In the first place. Industry words out there, there are alerts, there are dingers, there are trackers, monitor. On Trellis, we just simply call them alerts. And there's 2 types of alerts. And before I dive into my admin dashboard here and kind of show you how these alerts get enabled, let me talk about why they're important and the value on Trellis. First and foremost, they're built on the largest database, the state trial court records. Secondly, they're also entity aware, meaning I can track specific parties, organizations, corporations, and not just be new cases involved where topics or key streams are mentioned on the surface of the docket and the document, but also because of the entity aware, my specific party, right? And then from that alert, I can go into the actual case and then set a docket level alert as well too. To unlock the filings and analytics, which are one click away, and we'll touch on the analytics a little further on these sessions as well too. Now, Trellis alerts are designed for repeatable workflow, right? So new case alert, great. Notify myself, the rest of my team of a new case on my client, prospective client. I can open up that docket, set an ongoing case alert, so I get updates from Trellis on an ongoing basis on this case. Then I can generate a strategy report, which I'm going to be diving in here in just a moment. So when I say we're early in the case journey, we've just been notified of a new filing. That's our starting point in this session here, what I can do from that new case alert. So screen now is showing you all the different configurations that I have here. I've got a party alert for Uber. I've got some case trackers as well too. Because we're in New York, we're going to use a New York case as an example. Now, here's my party alert. I have, for context, I'm going to be a defense attorney, right? I've got my client or prospective client direct logistics. And from here, I can sort by newest to oldest, but from down below and having set up that party initial new case alert, trigger that little alert button down below. Now, again, because we're in New York, there's that pre-RGI case. Majority of you may be familiar in New York. A lot of the cases start in that pre-RGI, pre-request for judicial intervention, which is essentially a judge hasn't been assigned to this case just yet. So I've received this email alert. I can go straight into, from that notification that Trellis sent me, straight into this docket. Now from here, the first thing I do when I open up the case is immediately set up a docket level alert. So right next to the little bell icon, next to the case number, right on top of the header here, I can see track case changes. What this will do moving forward is any new filings, scheduled hearing, trial dates, docket events, entries, etc. Trellis will send me an update. I can also include others in the recipients as well too. So if I enable that here, you can see by default naming convention, adding other recipients as I please. Now, I both have the new case alert and I also have the ongoing alert covered. Staying on this docket page, I can scroll down a little further. Right off the bat, I can get just high-level metadata of the case, a case complaint summary, the parties involved, who's representing who, and then the section of all the documents. Now, that have been filed for this case. Now, immediately I can see I have access to the complaint. So I'll open up this complaint. There are tools within here that I can start analyzing and extract and ask questions related to the specific complaint as well too. Now, what can I do more with this initial complaint? Of course, I have an underlying idea of it, but I can curate a case strategy. So I'll go back into this docket, visit these pages right above, and I've got these tabs right above. I've got the case strategy report right here. What this is doing, of course, it's pre-cached for demo purposes. I'm going to go ahead and move over this key strategy report here over. It's going to give me the underlying information, a lot of other information in here, but two big sections that I really want to highlight on this key strategy report is first, the statutes of limitations. So when I scroll down on this case, we're going to see the statutes of limitation in that jurisdiction. So from that complaint or key strategy report, Trellis has been able to extract the causes of action, analyze them, and then based on New York State jurisdictions, apply those statutes of limitations each. So now, why is this relevant? It's going to surface up timing considerations where I can see if there's any obvious timing defenses, right? Second highlight that I want to go on this case strategy report is the potential legal defenses. So if I go in here, again, we've extracted all the causes of action, analyze them as well too, but now we've given ourselves a structured list of defenses or strategic angles to consider that are essentially grounded on claims on how they typically play out in the court, right? Now, again, these are all recommendations. There's a lot more information on these key strategy reports that we can dive in. Definitely encourage you to pull me or anyone from my team, my side as well too. But internally, this document becomes a working strategy for my team. Externally, I can essentially create a client briefing right next here. The analysis is the same, but now all the information on the case strategy report is translated into plain, simple English that I can, again, further refine, add additional knowledge that I may have with my client, but have at least a structured client briefing report that I can send there as well. Great. Now, moving on. You'll see this attorney analysis. I'm going to go ahead and close this window here down. But if I go back to see, all right, well, parties, who is on this section, who's representing who, I want to understand who's on the other side, right? I'm not yet listed here. Let's say I am the defense attorney. I'm not listed on the docket yet. Eventually I will, but I know who the plaintiff counsel is. I can generate an attorney analysis report from clicking this button below. What that'll do is that'll take me into our directory, searching up the attorneys by first name, any information. It'll automatically pre-populate a lot of this information there. But when I hit get attorney analysis report, again, it's pre-cached, typically takes, just like the key strategy report, about 5 minutes or so. But for demo purposes here, I got them ready. We're going to do a case study approach, naming the top 3 to 5 cases with extreme relevance to surface up key insights of this attorney. So we can go deeper into this later section, but one of the big snapshots that I really want to highlight after this case analysis report are practice area insights. So from day one, I can understand a relevance check, right? Help me frame my strategy, the key strategy report that I've already done, and having some talking points for my clients right from the start on who's representing the plaintiff here. Again, I invite you guys to pull anybody from the team as well too into attorney analysis that you want to dive into a little further as well. We can create a report, but again, I'm able to use this new case, cross-reference, highlight it quickly as a snapshot of this attorney, see the relevance, frequently litigates, their history, how they tend to approach motion practices, discovery, stipulations, and a lot more information in concrete here. Now, let's recap. I'm going to go back to this docket, right? Let's recap. From day what? From the moment I got an alert, a party alert, right, of a new case being mentioned, I discovered a pre-RGI case, naming my client, prospective client for marketing and business development purposes. I pulled and retrieved the complaint that I can download and share. I set a docket level alert down below so I get updated and my team gets updated of any updates on this case moving forward. I generated this case strategy report to give me a recommendation, surfacing issues, potential defenses, and suggested next steps as well too, that I can further refine as this case starts to evolve. I also ran attorney analysis report to really understand opposing counsel's patterns and what that means to this case that I just filed as well too. This gives me, and our team, an initial defense strategy and context on the player since day one. Remember, all this is in the early stages of this case. If I go back here, this is all the information that can help drive a lot of different decisions here. I know who opposing counsel is, the defense strategy. I can start curating a motion to dismiss, have an answer to the complaint. That's my initial research and evaluation of the case as well too. Now, session 2. My colleague Derek will be moving further along in the case as the case progresses, using further data analysis tool as the case develops. And in session 3, we'll be introducing our new expert analysis tools as well too. But for now, what I'd like to do is to open it up to the crowd for any questions.